Hey everyone, and welcome. So today we're going to talk about something that happens in pretty much every single workplace, and it's a huge security risk. I'm talking about sharing online accounts. The good news? There is a way better way to do it. Let's dive in.
All right, let me ask you a question, and be honest. Are you, or is your team, still passing passwords around in Slack? Or maybe in a shared spreadsheet? You know that feeling, right? That little knot in your stomach when you hit send? It just feels messy. And well, that's because it is.
And really, this is a core of what we're getting at today. It's like a tale of two methods. You've got the old way, just sharing credentials. It's risky, it's messy, and you have no idea who did what. And then you have the new way, sharing access. This is secure, it's clean, and you can track everything. It's a night and day difference.
Okay, so let's really dig into this whole password problem. We all kind of think of it as this, I don't know, a necessary evil, right? Something you just have to do to get the job done. But honestly, it is so much more dangerous than you probably think.
So when you start sharing passwords, this sort of chaos happens. First, you get what's called credential sprawl. That means your passwords are just everywhere, on spreadsheets, in emails, in Slack DMs. Then multi-factor authentication, that becomes an absolute nightmare. You're constantly getting those, "Hey, can you send me the code?" messages. And accountability? Forget about it. If someone changes something they shouldn't have, good luck figuring out who it was. There's just no trail to follow.
Okay, but enough doom and gloom about the problem. Let's talk about the solution, because there is a much smarter way to handle this. We're going to introduce a whole new category of tool called a team browser.
So, what on earth is a team browser? It's actually pretty simple. It's a browser that runs in the cloud. So instead of giving someone your password, you're just sharing a live, permission browser session with them. They get to do what they need to do, but your actual password, it stays totally hidden, completely secure.
This is the phrase you need to remember. Share access, not credentials. Let that sink in. Share access, not credentials. The whole point is to stop handing out the keys to the castle. Instead, you're just giving someone temporary, controlled access for a specific task. It's a total mindset shift.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds really complicated, like some kind of crazy IT thing. But honestly, it's way simpler and safer than it sounds. Let's break down how these team browsers actually work.
Okay, here's the first big idea. The browser you're using, it's not actually running on your computer. It's running in the cloud, on a secure server. You're basically just watching a live video stream of it and interacting with that stream. They call this zero trust execution. And what that means is, if you accidentally click on a bad link, none of that malicious stuff ever gets onto your own device. It's all contained in the cloud.
And it gets better. Every single tab you open is like its own little locked box, a completely separate container. This is what's known as per-tab isolation. Why is this a total game changer? It means you can be logged into, say, 5 different client accounts for the same website all at the same time, right next to each other. No more logging out, logging in, clearing cookies. It's just so much cleaner.
Okay, and here's where the real magic happens for teams. When you go to share a session with a coworker, they aren't getting a password. They're getting a live, interactive view of your session. They can click, they can type, they can do their work, but they never, ever, ever see or touch the actual password. That's the key.
You know, here's a great way to think about it. I love this analogy. It's like having a secure, disposable workbench in the cloud. You need to get a job done? You spin up a fresh, clean browser session for that one task. You do the work, and then, when you're finished, you just throw the whole thing away. It's clean, it's simple, and it's ridiculously secure.
All right, so the tech is super cool, but who actually benefits from this, like in the real world? Let's talk about some specific jobs and the real-world impact this has.
First up, marketers and advertisers. For them, this is an instant win. Imagine managing a dozen different client ad accounts, all open in their own tab, in one single browser window. You can easily compare campaigns, and if you need to bring in a freelancer, you can give them access to just one of those accounts for, say, an hour. No password needed.
Or how about e-commerce sellers? You could give a VA access to your dashboard to process orders, but you put a 1-hour timer on it. And here's something that's really cool. You can actually blur out sensitive parts of the page, like your billing info, so they literally can't even see it. SEO professionals get a huge boost here too. They can assign a different proxy, which is basically a different location in the world, to each tab. So in one window, they can see exactly what the search results look like in New York, London, and Tokyo, all at the same time. Super powerful stuff. And of course, developers and QA teams. They can keep all those sensitive staging credentials totally quarantined. And remember that zero trust thing we talked about? Well, it means they can safely check out suspicious links or test sketchy code without any risk to their own computer.
Okay, so how do you actually make this your new normal? It really just comes down to a few simple, but really powerful new habits. Let's run through a quick checklist to get you started.
It really boils down to 4 key things. Number 1, default to sharing sessions, not passwords. Why? Because you can revoke it and you can audit it. 2, blur or block sensitive pages before you share. Protect your data. 3, try to stick to a one account, one tab rule. It just prevents mistakes and data getting mixed up. And finally, number 4, routinely check who has access and let old sessions expire. It just keeps everything clean and secure.
And you know the best part is that getting started is super easy. It's usually just a simple 3-step thing. You sign up, you pick a plan that makes sense for your team, and then boom, you can be browsing securely in the cloud in literally just a few minutes. So that really brings us to the final question I want to leave you with. After hearing all this, you have to ask yourself, is your team's access truly under your control right now? If there's even a little bit of doubt in your mind, it's probably time to stop sharing those credentials and start sharing access. Thanks so much for tuning in.